Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. And hello people, yes hello and welcome to Wednesday. Don't look up. We don't know what Colossus is wearing and I don't want a shock. And neither do you. Okay, we did the first of our gap fills yesterday, which means that it's probably time for some more multiple choice questions. Are you ready? Yes. Well then, come one, come all into the world of multiple choice. Here we go. Same sort of thing as on Monday. Pick the correct answer from the 4 choices. Number 1. My brother took off doodaloo coat and hung it on doodaloo coat hanger. A. The, an. B. His, C. Her, the. D. His, the. Number 2. Michael J. Fox shook doodaloo hands with doodaloo president of JVC. A. Nothing, nothing. B. His, his. C. Nothing, D. Nothing, the. Number 3. He fell off doodaloo ladder and broke doodaloo arm. A. The. B. His, the. C. Nothing. D. His. Number 4. They're doodaloo. They don't know which way to go. A. Blind. B. Lost. C. Deaf. D. Disabled. Number 5. Martin doesn't know the way to San Jose. Doodaloo. A. Does she? B. Do we? C. Do they? D. Does he? Number 6. Michael J. Fox likes pizza. Doodaloo. A. Isn't he? B. Isn't they? C. Doesn't he? D. Does he? Number 7. We won't be back in time for dinner. Doodaloo. A. Won't we? B. Will we? C. Do we? D. Will you? Number 8. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Doodaloo. A. Do you? B. Haven't I? C. Don't we? D. Won't I? Number 9. I doodaloo know the answer. Negative. A. Doesn't. B. Don't. C. Do. D. Do not. Number 10. Doodaloo, she know how to pronounce the letter J. A. Do. B. Does. C. Doesn't. D. Don't. Alright, so let's have a look at the correct answers to those questions and see why the correct ones are correct. Are you ready? Good, now, what have we got? Alright, the first one is simple, isn't it? We've got a possessive idea, a possessive adjective, and we also have to think about the indefinite or definite article. So which answer isn't correct? Well, A isn't correct, is it? Although we could use the definite article with a coat. Maybe we all know which coat we're talking about, so the definite article might work, but what about the next one? An? Fine, the indefinite article, but the form of the indefinite article which we use with words beginning with which type of letter? Yes, that's right. If we're using an, then we have to follow with a word which begins with a vowel or a vowel sound. coat hanger doesn't fit into that category. So, what about C? Exactly, wrong. Her, no good. It's my brother, not my sister. The coat hanger, possible, yes, maybe there's only one. Maybe we all know which one it is, but her is wrong, so C's out. Okay, so that leaves B and D. Which one? His coat and a coat hanger, or his coat and the coat hanger? Exactly. It's a trick question. They're both correct. If we're talking about a general coat hanger, one of millions in the galaxy, then B is perfect. If, on the other hand, we're talking about a specific coat hanger, the only coat hanger in the room or in the house, or the coat hanger that we all know about, then D is perfect. What's the correct answer? No. What are the correct answers? B and D. My brother took off his coat and hung it on a coat hanger, or my brother took off his coat and hung it on the coat hanger. Next! Michael met someone. The verb to shake, irregular, becomes shook when we put it into the past simple. Okay, which ones are incorrect? A? Well, it's half right. When we shake hands, we don't use a possessive adjective with ourselves. I shake your hand, you shake my hand, he shook our hands. But when we're talking about the verb to shake hands with someone, then there's no possessive adjective. I shook hands with him, not I shook his hand with him. So nothing is required here, but, and here's the thing, whose hand was Michael shaking? Yes, who did he shake hands with? Yes, the one man who is the boss of JVC. There's only one, isn't there? Yes, so we need the definite article, don't we? Yes, so that tells us we need nothing for the first gap and a definite article for the second. So, which one is correct? Well, it's not B, is it? If Michael shakes his hands, then that means he waves his hands about in the air. And why would we have a possessive adjective for the second one? I mean, Michael might have a wife and a dog, his wife and his dog, but his president of JVC? Silly. What about C? Well, the first part's okay, but there's only one president of the company, so the indefinite article is incorrect. This man isn't one of the many presidents of the company. No, he's the president, the only one. The answer is D. Next! Okay, more possessive adjectives, more articles. Which ones can we rule out? Well, in A, we could be talking about a certain ladder, one we all know about. But he broke the arm. No, that's silly. There isn't just one single arm in the galaxy. Daft. Okay, so A's incorrect. What about B? Well, the first part works. It's not my ladder, it's not yours, it's his. Fine. But we've got the same problem with the second one, so B's out. What about C? Well, he fell off a ladder. Fine. One of many millions of ladders in the galaxy. But broke arm? That's no good. We need something, an article or a possessive adjective. So C's no good, which means that D is the correct answer. He fell off a ladder and broke his arm. Perfect. Next. Easy. What's the adjective we use to describe someone who doesn't know where they are or where they're going? Is it disabled? No. Disabled describes someone with a physical or mental condition which limits their movements or senses or abilities, so that's not right. What about deaf? No, if someone is deaf, that means they can't hear. What about blind? No, blind means that someone can't see, so what's left? Yes, lost. If you're lost, you don't know where you are and you don't know where to go. If you're lost, get a map. Next! All right, another easy one, no? It's the question tag question. So, all we have to remember is that if our question is positive, then the question tag, that little bit we stick on the end using the auxiliary verb, that has to be negative. And if the question is negative, then the question tag has to be positive. All right, so where does that lead us? Well, it should be pretty simple, shouldn't it? All you have to know, all you have to do is to maintain logic with the question tags. If the statement is in the present simple, for example, then the question tag will be built on do or does. If the statement is in the past simple, then obviously the question tag will be made using did. All right, so which answers are wrong? Well, what about A? Yes, that's right, the verb is okay. Doesn't in the statement, which means we need the negative in the question tag. But Martin's male, not female. Wrong. B. Do? Wrong conjugation. Martin is the third person singular. We? Wrong subject pronoun. Again, Martin is the third person singular. C? Same as B. And D? That's the one we want. It's correctly conjugated and it's the correct subject. Martin doesn't know the way to San Jose, does he? Okay, the next one is also a question tag question. Simple. Michael J. Fox, the third person singular, and it's a positive sentence in the present simple. So, we need a negative question tag based on either do or does. But which one? Does, of course. It's the third person singular. It's C. Michael J. Fox likes pizza, doesn't he? And on to the next one. The statement uses will not, won't, which tells us that the answer has to use will. Okay, so that means that A and C are out of the question immediately. So, which subject pronoun are we looking for? Yes, we're talking about ourselves in the plural. It's we, be. We won't be back in time for dinner, will we? Next! Simple, Simon. Have got, used for possession. But when we add the question tag, we drop the got. So, which one is correct? Yes, B. The original statement is positive, so we need a negative with have in the question tag. So it has to be B. Also, A and C feature the wrong subject pronouns, and D is will not. B. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, haven't I? Next! An easy one. Present simple negative sentence. Do not or does not. Don't or doesn't. Which one? Aha! Which two? All right. A is wrong because the conjugation is wrong. Doesn't is only good for the third person singular. B? Yes. Perfect. I don't, I do not, followed by the infinitive. C? Well, it's the right conjugation, but it's positive. And we can see in the brackets that we have to provide a negative, so C's no good. And what about D? Well, D is also correct. D is just the full version, the same as B, but not abbreviated. So this one has got two correct answers, B and D. I don't, do not know the answer. Next! Aha! More present simple. What's the subject? Third person singular. Do or does? Does, of course. A, wrong. Do is for the first person singular, the second person singular, and all the plural forms, but not for the third person singular. C, doesn't. Well, yes, it works, but it's not the usual question you would ask. It is possible, though, and perfectly correct. If we start a question using don't or doesn't, then we're expressing surprise. We're showing that we're shocked that someone isn't able to do something. If I ask the question, can you drive a car? Then it's a perfectly normal question. I don't know if you have this skill, this ability, so I'm asking a genuine question. If, on the other hand, I start with the negative, can't you drive a car? Then there is more of an exclamation about this question. I'm very surprised. This is something I didn't expect. What do you mean? You're 25 years old and you still don't know how to drive? Jesus! And look at the question we're asking. Yes, it's a shocker, isn't it? Yes, so in this case, I think it's 100% justified to start with a negative. Doesn't she know how to pronounce the letter J? Good God! But that's not the only possible answer, is it? We could ask the question using the more usual positive form of the verb. So again, for this one, there are two possible answers. It's up to you. Does she know? A genuine question, or doesn't she know? A question which shows that you're surprised, you're stunned, you're shocked. Your choice. Perfect. Well done, and just in time, because we're out of time. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Our lesson has come to an end. And that's today's bunch of exercises finished. All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with some more questions. A gap fill, perhaps. Until then, remember to have fun and enjoy yourselves. Do your chores, walk the dog, clean the fridge, all those sorts of things. And then, if you've got some spare time, check out the website. See you all tomorrow. See you later. Bye.